Star Wars: The Old Republic. Here's a game that seemed to have everything going for it. First of all, it was developed by BioWare, the studio that brought us Neverwinter Nights, Dragon Age, and Mass Effect. Second of all, this game was based on one of BioWare's most successful games, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. We were getting an MMO from a studio that knows a thing or two about making Star Wars games, and they'd be giving us Republic troopers fighting Imperial spies, smugglers fighting bounty hunters, and best of all, Sith versus Jedi. Last but not least, it wasn't lacking in terms of budget. In fact, it's one of the most developmentally expensive video games ever made. Clearly, plenty of time, energy, and money went into this title, but unfortunately, it's just average as an MMO. And just average isn't good enough to earn back that massive budget I just mentioned. Even with 1.7 million subscribers at its peak of popularity, the game only lasted about a year as a subscription-based title. It went free to play in November of 2012. Let's start by what this game gets right. The Star Wars universe itself is spot on. It feels like a Star Wars game, not a generic MMO injected with some Lucasfilm flavor. Each of the 8 classes has their own main storyline quest that will take them across the galaxy to many recognizable planets, including Alderaan, Hoth, and Tatooine. Getting a quest on these worlds almost always involves having a conversation with a fully voiced NPC who will give you a good in-game reason for why they want you to do this thing. Even if that quest is kill 10 droids, effort was put in to make it seem like the task is meaningful. Additionally, the quest givers usually have personality, and if they're aliens, they'll speak in the appropriate language. There's also plenty of content that will take you all the way up to level 60, along with advanced classes that let you choose if you want DPS, tanking, or healing as your combat role. On the downside, drawing aggro is very finicky in this game. One step in the wrong direction will make simple battles unwinnable. Mobs usually come in groups of 3 that can be handled easily, but getting too close to a second group will force you to draw aggro from 6 enemies. And generally speaking, you can't beat a group of 6 if they're the same level as you. This means that even if you're just trying to get back to an NPC after completing a quest, you have to tiptoe carefully through the zone leading back to NPC camp. You have to perform this simple navigation constantly in the game, and it's always a hassle, even if you jump on your speeder and try and fly past everything. But on to the unpleasant subject of this game's free-to-play status. Let's start with the good. Well, some updates they've made to the game are still accessible for free, like the space missions. The space missions aren't even half as good as Rogue Squadron on the Nintendo 64, and you can only play 3 missions a week, but they're there. What else? Oh, there are no restrictions on your class abilities. They restrict you on your general abilities, yeah, but class abilities, no. Well, you're going to struggle to meet minimum level for the main storyline quests, but it's still possible? Okay, that's the most positive thing I can say about this game. It stops just short of being unplayable. Let's get right down to it. Star Wars: The Old Republic has to be the most restrictive and the most petty MMO out there when it comes to which features are locked for free-to-play players. The most egregious restriction is on the rate you gain experience points. I grouped with a subscriber on a starting world, and they literally gained levels twice as fast as I did. You're supposed to be level 10 when you leave your origin world, and there is just barely enough content for a free-to-play gamer to be able to do that. But a sub will hit level 15 easily. You also don't gain resting experience when you log out at a cantina, but all of this bothered me less than the sheer number of simple cosmetic features that you can't use if you're free to play. This includes character titles, the ability to make your head slot invisible, the level at which you're allowed to sprint or pilot a speeder, and even having normal light blue eyes. But don't take my word for it, just have a look at the page from the official website that breaks down the features. You'll notice that the account can be one of 3 possible statuses: free to play, preferred, or subscriber. Free is self-explanatory, subs pay a monthly fee, and preferred status is granted if you spend $5 on the game at any time. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of features that only subscribers get unrestricted access to, and this includes basic MMO functions. There's the bank, there's general chat, there's group raids called flashpoints, even the ability to trade items with other players. And this is not just for free players, this is if you actually spent money on the game that they're going to restrict you and lock you out of these functions. The webpage is basically saying, we don't want you to play this game for free. So I'm sure you'd have a great time with Star Wars: The Old Republic if you pay the monthly subscription fee, just because it allows you to gloat about how much more playable the whole experience is compared to that of a free-to-play scrub. But if you're actually trying to play the game for free, you'll be constantly reminded that you have been nerfed as much as possible. There are pop-up messages every time you complete a quest telling you that you're gaining experience at a reduced rate and that you can't select all of the items that subscribers select for your reward. They even have the gall to give you experience-boosting power-ups occasionally as a reward for quests, which of course come with a reminder that you can buy more experience boosters in the cash shop. All these messages are sending a clear signal. The game hates you. A game like that isn't worth your time.